They went to get. Pledge allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yay. Call the roll.
Ms. Clodfelter?
Here.
Ms. Snyler?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Ms. Bradley?
Here.
Yay!
Mr. Rice?
Here.
Colonel Taylor?
Special guest tonight? Got our usual peanut gallery out here. Architect, anything on the architect's report?
On those, we're working with them and trying to get them
About to get it all
They're
done?
about to be done, but we're not, until they give us a final, we're not done.
Yeah, it looks like we're wrapping up pretty good on it.
Yeah. Starting to get the turf laid and things looking good.
Looking pretty.
Do we think our buildings will all be ready to go 100% by the first of the year, when the school starts?
Yes, I'm sorry. I got a question on something else. I lost mine. Yes, Edison's going to get there. I was in yesterday or the day before, and then we're going to move to some of the others. But that's the main one. Some of the things we didn't get done that we wanted to get done that we're just going to wait and reshift and look at is the high school, a couple of high school parking lots. Okay. But I want to start those in May, not in July. That's good. Because even if they run a little bit, starting in July is not a good thing. So as bad as they are, we'll just look. So
We'll just fill in the holes for now, huh?
Yes.
All right. Anybody have any questions about either the business or the educational services updates?
Okay.
Nope. All right, Mr. Superintendent.
We have, of course, we have the library policy. We had that to approve. That's just the, that is again.
Change to the school district.
Yeah, it's an OSSBA policy to make sure it's worded properly and make sure, and in this day and time, it's really important that we have those committees and things that they recommend that you do to make that right. So if we could get that.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Call the roll.
Ms. Clodfelter?
Yes.
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Bradley?
Yes.
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
And then on my good news to share, MacArthur High School Student Council project for the 2021 school year was Make-A-Wish Foundation of Oklahoma. Thanks to the staff and students, the Student Council donated $10,000 to the foundation. Great job from MacArthur High School Student Council.
Awesome.
And then a congratulations shout out to Lawton High student Dan Downey. This week he placed first in the Southwest Junior PGA Tournament at Lake Murray State Golf Course. He's headed to Pinehurst, North Carolina to play in the World Team Championship. So we're very excited. It's always great when our students are recommending us. So everything's going good for us. Getting close, isn't it? Yeah. We can see August. We're always excited about it, but we're missing summer already. Mary knows how it is. She just.
Okay, well, we'll move on to consent agenda. Did you want to?
Yeah, I want to talk about number 7. In number 7, and we got with our finance department and we talked. You know, one thing you see, if you see across the state, we got some federal money. We've also worked to keep and to work hard to be frugal with our money, but yet we still went one-to-one. And you know, and some of the things we talked about is give back to our employees. And a great shout out to you guys. So I think it's one of the challenges you've had with me to make sure we're giving out. So the first thing we knew we needed to do is get our support people a raise. So every support person in the district on this new pay deal gets a 50 cents an hour raise. So all the support things go up 50 cents. So, and then we talked about our certified. So every certified person basically gets a $500 raise whether we take action or not, because they go up a step, except for your career teachers. So to ensure everybody gets that $500, we're adding a step, so we're going from 29 to 30. So everybody gets that, so everybody will get that $500. And then we're adding basically $500 to each step, so that makes $1,000. And then for a retention bonus to all of our employees who work for us in 21, who are here the first day of 22, everyone gets a $500 check. Now that's support and certified. Good. So all of our employees were given a $500. And then at Christmas, which will be the November prior to Black Friday, all of our certified employees get a $1,500 check for a bonus. All of our support get $1,000 for a bonus for support. So basically, if you put it math, our certified employees will get, they should get $3,000 more dollars, you know, and it could be $2,972 because one of the stipends didn't get, you know, when you're dealing with Lance, he tries to put pennies on there sometimes. And so, but it should be right at $3,000 for all certified. The support are going to get $1,500 in bonuses plus 50 cents an hour raise, depending on how many hours they work. So we're really excited about that. The great thing it does by putting them in bonuses is it does protect the district. If something happens and we hit lean times, instead of laying off employees, we could cut those back a little bit because it's not part of the salary. Although we hope to grow it. We hope next year we're in here talking that we're giving more because we have great employees. And you know, we talk about this to our employees. You know, we're going to save $300,000 next year on our copier contract. Well, part of that is we're expecting all of our teachers to use the copiers by adding them when we save that money. So we start talking to our teachers about, you know, when we save this money, we're going to give it back to you. we're going to put that money back in your pocket, and this is how we afford these raises. So I'm very excited to add that in there, and hopefully it's going to be a great day when we get back to school and everybody gets the $500. Oh, and every teacher is going to get $100 to spend in their classroom. So, and that's a big thing, and classroom teachers know that, and they'll have to use it at Amazon, and the finance people, they're going to throw things at us because that's going to be a lot of fun for them to sort through everybody getting $100, but they'll have to do it just from Amazon to make it where they can order it and pay for it. But still, most of our teachers spend $2, $3, $4, $5, but $100 is something, and it gives them a start. And then the other thing I want to go ahead and mention while we're talking about that is, we've heard rumors, and I put it in the podcast on the classroom supplies. We're not cutting, we're going to make sure our teachers have the resources. I've spent some time with elementary principals this week. I'm going to spend some time with all of them. One thing I really preach, it is my job to provide the resources they need to be successful. We're not going to cut the supplies and then not give them the resources they need to be successful. So, we're trying to get where we give them more in their pockets and make it more advantageous, where they want to work at Lawton Public Schools, and they know we're here to support them, and that just starts at the top, me getting to the principals and them knowing they're supported, and our teachers know they're supported, because when our teachers feel supported, they do a better job with our students, and we know that's what's the most important thing we have. So,
Woohoo! I think that is the deputy superintendent is the only.
No, there's not one.
Sorry. Well, it's
I know there's just a place there, so every one of those jobs aren't full, I guess.
okay.
So let's make sure.
That was my
that question.
Yeah, so that's the.
That's just a spot that used to be there because it was on your thing.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
That's what I was thinking, but I
I
wanted to
think
make
they
sure.
use a multiplier to increase it.
Okay, any other questions on consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mark, is
I
there?
second it.
Oh, Zeldin, okay.
Zeldin second.
Call the roll.
Ms.
Felter?
Yes.
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Bradley?
bet.
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
All righty. Do we need an executive session?
I do not believe we do.
Not that I know of. Well, we'll move on down to your personnel report then.
Get approval of attachment A and B.
Okay, is any questions on that? Got a motion?
I make a motion, we approve A and B. Can we do that both together?
Yes.
Second. Call the roll.
Ms. Clodfelter?
Yes.
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Bradley?
Yes.
Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess you're getting ready for August. It'll be here before you know it, huh?
Yes.
August 12th?
Yes, we're in
When's
pretty
our
good
next board
leadership meetings and getting.
Next board meeting is the 2nd of August.
Yes.
I'm flying in.
Very exciting.
All right, any announcements, anybody? I know
Fun when you have a fast meeting, but you gave your teachers a nice raise, and appreciate you guys for doing that, because I know I've talked to some of you individual, and that's a
We
big
appreciate
expense to
them.
the district for all, and our finance department, our principals, and everybody's worked together to make this happen. But there's no doubt that everybody who's getting a raise out of this deserves it. So big shout out to all those people that are getting it. So
Well, I'm really excited because it was very big concern about the list, the school list and everything, just to know what we are doing. It's a big deal.
yeah, we want to help our parents. We talk about that. We have parents with 4 kids.
Yep.
And when they have a $150 school list to go fill, we want to try to get that down to a $25 or a $50 school list, and we want to continue to pare that down where we're providing our kids the resources so that they can be successful.
Are we going to do any vax clinics for the students?
Yes, the health department will be here at enrollment and such, and we've talked a lot about that, and we can bring it up again when you ask that is, for athletes, you see that happening. You saw the golfer who was about to win $2 million, and he had to walk off the golf. He got disqualified. You saw that.
Because he'd been with.
You saw a baseball team that got they had to leave the World Series.
In the Olympics, it'll be.
It'll be some of the Olympics because not being vaccinated. And one thing we've talked, it's a Pfizer for our student athletes. It's 21 days, and they got to take the second one. Then it's 14, so it takes 35 days before you're considered vaccinated. Before you're considered vaccinated, and you get out of the protocol. Again, we're not requiring vaccinations. We're not planning on a mask or a state issue now. They took that out of our local board's hands, so please don't start calling up here and saying, "Are we going to have masks or not?" That's our legislator took that, and the governor decided that the state knew better, and
as the thing go up every day.
so
But I'd like to shout out to the community too. In all my 40 years, the community has always helped when we had a need in our school for supplies and things. At Lincoln, which I was the last 23, I never had a time where a kid did not have a supply. I could pick up a phone and I could call
there's
somebody.
several supply
Not only the
things going on.
district, but the community. So thank you to all
Yes,
of them
and
that
there'll
do
still be
that.
those needs, you know
Yes,
that, even if the
absolutely.
Yeah,
supply
we'll know
list
that.
is down to 25 instead of 100, they just may help 3 people instead of 1 now. So we're excited about that, and we still want our help, we still want our community to step up, because we
Absolutely.
have a great community.
And I have something that we'll just bring up real quick. Now that we're not doing school uniforms, we know that like at my house, we have tons and tons of school uniforms and stuff. Do we have a place, a central location, or do we need to ask their individual schools? These would be good for their school, their closets and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
know.
We'll discuss that and see if they're interested in that. And again, just because we don't have them doesn't mean you can't wear them to school.
Well, of course
Yeah.
not, but I mean, if they're not going to, I
Yeah,
mean.
but if we have, yes, and I'll check and see how we do that here. Some places we work through Goodwill and different places to do those things.
Most of the schools have a closed closet.
They all
I
have their
thought
close
most of
code.
them, I know Pat Henry
do.
does, because we
Okay.
supply socks and underwear and.
I'll get with Brenda and her team, and she can get with
Send
elementary
something out.
principals, and because that's probably something we need to get out to everybody, that there's an opportunity
yeah,
to
Because
share
Because a
those.
lot of,
Yeah.
like, we have tons of uniforms that are almost brand new, and if my daughter would complain, if not gonna put them in uniforms, she's putting them in regular clothes.
Okay, very good.
Alrighty, and don't forget that August 2nd is the golf tournament.
Yes.
Gridiron golf tournament for our athletic department, and that's bound to be. it looks
Y'all
like
play in the morning, because we got a board meeting that afternoon.
We'll be there, Any other announcements?
I'll be at work.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Flying in.
I'm hoping I'm full time by then.
I'm flying
Well, hey,
in
you
on
can
the
never go over and
second.
eat lunch.
Who would schedule